Pretty Fit is powered by Revia.
Welcome to Pretty Fit
The podcast by fitness partners who love a good challenge.
and a good laugh.
We'll try anything and share how we got there because
We're not elite,
we're definitely not pros.
but we are pretty fit. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Fit. You have Rev and Paige here today, but we have some very special guests because if you aren't using your menstrual cycle as your superpower, what are you even doing? There is so much information your body is telling you at all times. And if you're someone who's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to listen to this, and you're like still kind of feeling like dodging this information, or you don't think you need to hear it, this is actually the perfect episode for you to listen to. So if you reach to change the podcast, this is for you. So we thought, who would be better to join us today than Hormonal Health Coaches Souls Insync?
We are joined today by the beautiful Eliza and Maya from Souls Insync, who are here to help us understand the power of our cycles, to help us work with them, not against them.
Yay! Welcome, Eliza and Maya.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Such
for having
a nice
us.
intro.
Yeah. All the way down from the sunny coast today.
Just amazing. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Well, we are so excited to dive into the main event. So we kind of split these segments up from warm up to main event. And you guys are actually kind of like our very first guests.
We're on
Our
Which is pretty-
first
pretty
external guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to know a little bit more about how Souls Insync was born, a little bit about what you do. So would you like to share that with us?
We would love to. So Souls Insync, honestly, this was like never our idea. Like we were both working completely different jobs. There was a whole nother direction for our life. And then we met at my old work where I was a chiropractor assistant. Eliza came in, she was wearing this cool Harley Davidson singlet. And I was like, dang, this chick's a vibe. Like I want to be friends with her.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got chatting. We actually realized that Eliza had a crush on this guy and I had a crush on his best friend.
Oh, I thought you were going to say same guy.
No. That would have been a bit of drama. But you're like, wow, okay, like guy best friends. And then we were like kind of becoming friends too. You know, you see the
Yep.
potential in a connection like that. So that was really exciting. But the guy side of things didn't work out. Thank God, to be honest. But we
Fair.
stayed friends, and that was kind of what we always say, like we got from that whole experience was like our friendship. And
Which is way
everything
better,
like
to be
that.
honest.
100%, 100%. Like love to those boys, but thank you for just bringing us together and like you guys
Absolutely.
go.
Yeah, we're
live
always
your
like, do
life.
they even know?
Yeah.
Like maybe we should reach out
Yeah.
and be like, thanks so much.
Love that.
So we were kind of like in our party era, but we were also in that era where you're like, okay, this is getting a bit much now. Like my body's kind of taking a toll. I'm not sure if I'm wanting to be doing this every single weekend. So we were in between. We were sometimes partying, sometimes going to the beach and doing like breath work and meditation and journaling and just like connecting really well. And I think Eliza for me was like the first friend where I sort of was like, wow, I feel so good after I hang out with you. Like I just feel so like my energy's really high.
Yeah.
And my vibration's really high as well. And Eliza felt the same. I'm just going to speak for you now.
I felt the same.
Yeah. So then we were like, wow, like we really want to bring women together to sort of experience the same thing that we're experiencing, especially because we're in our 20s, like our early 20s. There's not really much way to connect with people other than going out clubbing
Yeah.
and drinking and like
The
then
drinking
feeling shit
culture.
the next day.
Yeah.
And it was actually Eliza's idea. She like, I will say that when she has an idea, like we go, like she goes for it. And then I was kind of in along with that as well. She was like, let's get a group together on a Wednesday morning. Like we can just do a little meditation, breath work, go get a coffee with like a bunch of girls. Let's post it on our Instagram story and see what happens. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no, like, what? I don't want to post it on my Instagram story. Also, I've got yoga at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. Like, I can't do that. And anyway, she convinced me. So we started doing these circles on a Wednesday morning, bringing women together. And they actually went off. Like, they
Wow.
were amazing. We just decided to be dedicated to this. So, you know, the groups were growing. Eliza and I were having fun as well. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was something that we all started to look forward to. And then we decided to make our joint Instagram account, and that was Souls in Sync. Fun.
Before
cute
you
name.
before you knew about
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
cycles,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
no
insane.
way.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's what we always say, that we're like, the universe knew.
There's no
that
way.
I
we
just
were
got
on that
goosebumps.
path.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And because the acronym is SIS. So
Yeah.
we were like sisters, you know, like we're
that's
connecting
so
with our
cute.
sisters.
Very creative.
And then I think we thought sync because we're like, you know, our cycles sync up when you get all together.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what that meant.
Oh,
you
yeah, like
know?
when you hang out with
Yeah.
someone.
And
for two-
also we
Yeah.
wanted, like, we did lots of conversation activities at these circles, these women's circles we ran. And we were like, when we were coming up with the name, we're like, we just want people to feel like their soul is in sync
Yeah.
with that person they're having a conversation with. Like,
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
it's
That is
crazy.
That's-
Insane. I did not
wow.
know that about you guys.
Yeah, yeah. So then we started that Instagram together, just kept showing up. And then Eliza decided to move overseas.
Yeah, so
Aw.
I moved overseas literally after like 2 months of
Yeah.
running these circles.
Ooh, okay, so were you hurt and upset, or were you like, okay, that's fine?
I feel like if
would-
there's anything
I'd be breakable.
I definitely wanted her to go. Like, I was like, that's an amazing opportunity. And I think as well, if there's one thing about Eliza and I, it's like, we'll make stuff work.
Right.
So we looked at it as an opportunity, if
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, we were
Just
like,
there on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday.
literally.
That sounds very healthy and secure attachment, whereas we're
Yeah,
both like,
not us.
don't leave.
Yeah, and then so I moved overseas, and eventually I did a few in-person circles overseas. I did one in London, really
Oh,
random,
wow.
yeah, in Hyde Park. It was so crazy. I posted on, there's like this Aussies in London Facebook group,
Yes.
and I posted on that being like, hey, I'm going to run a circle, women's circle, if you want to come and meet people. And we had 20 girls rock up. It was
Wow,
so
that is
crazy.
so cool.
Wow.
So I did like a couple of those. Maya was still hustling, like bless her heart, was there, rain, hail or shine, down at the sunny coast every single Wednesday. Had like amazing group of close-knit girls coming every single week. It was so incredible to see. And then we decided that we wanted to give something, like create a product for our community. We were like trying to wrap our heads around what we're going to make, what we're going to do. And then we saw something online about learning to live in sync with your menstrual cycle in the 4 phases. And we were like, wow, that would be really cool if we could create like a book that teaches someone how to live in sync with the 4 phases of their cycle. And we put in our favorite breathworks and meditation and recipes and workouts all for each phase. So we started doing that. And when we first started writing it, we were like, this is really cool, but we know nothing about our cycle. So then what we did each day is we started cycle tracking with each other. So we would text every day, hey, I'm on day 5, feeling low energy, whatever it might be. And as we were texting every single day, it was so interesting. We could just see
Oh, and go
the
back.
patterns.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
were like, oh my God, like what Maya felt on day 5 was very similar to what I felt. Like there were slight differences for sure, but you could really start to see the patterns in what our hormones were controlling in our mood and energy. And then we thought, well, we better get qualified. So we found a menstrual cycle coaching course, and we did that for 6 months before launching our ebook. And then we launched our ebook. And then from there, my partner, who's like one of our biggest supporters, pulled us in on like a Google Meets and was like, if you girls want this business to be legit, you need to be together. Maya literally quit her job of 6 years, like the next day, packed up her life, was overseas with us in 4 weeks. It was honestly crazy.
What? Wow.
And then we were like, okay, well, we had like 1,000 followers on Instagram. It was like nothing. This was only like 18 months ago. We're like, okay, so if we want to like spread this message, we need a bigger community. So we're like, okay, let's just start posting on Instagram every single day. And Maya's like, stuff it. Let's post on Instagram twice a day.
Wow.
And so we did that. And then within a couple of months, like it just blew up. Like this page, just like our Instagram page absolutely blew up. And I feel like that was just because it was the message that everyone was needing to hear.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, wow, this is such valuable information. And then, yeah, since then we've created programs and walked, over 200 girls through our Hormone Harmony program. So we help a lot of women with PCOS, endometriosis, painful periods, irregular cycles, hormonal acne. Like, yeah, it's just a really, really special space to be in. And that's kind of where we are now.
Wow.
Yay.
That is so incredible. And even though you're like, oh, it's just the message that we sent, it's actually you guys as well. Like as you
As
know,
people.
Yeah, as
As a
people,
duo.
as humans.
thank
And
you.
it's just so cool. And we love to see it.
Aw.
So we wanted to get to know you a little bit more. I'm dying to know your star signs because are you a Capricorn?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
And you,
Yeah.
And Aries.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
What are you
Okay, cool.
guys?
We're
We're
both
both
Capricorns.
Capricorns.
Ah.
We're both like, once we make a decision, like we're very just
Decisive, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have a
love
birthday
that.
soon?
yes,
First.
New Year's Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you?
I'm the 20th. So I'm on the cusp.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah.
much on the cusp.
Capricorn, Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rapid fire questions just so our community gets to know you a little bit more, and then we're going to dive into education.
Mhm.
Okay, so music genre while training.
I'm Maya, and I would choose drum and bass.
And Eliza, I would say house.
Go to comfort show or movie?
Movie would be Bridesmaids for
Yes.
TV show at the moment is Offspring.
Oh my god, I used to love that.
Yeah.
Even like
Yeah.
the
haven't seen
her phone ringing
So
and that. Yes,
that's my
nostalgic.
ringtone now.
Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
Ever since I was
Wait,
younger, that's been
is
my
that-
ringtone.
Is that when someone gets hit by a car?
No, it's an Australian.
Yeah, no, he does, and
Yeah.
he
that's right,
dies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
For anyone who hasn't watched
Sorry.
it.
Sorry, guys.
1999, but spoiler. No, I do know that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Mine would be, I honestly don't watch a lot of TV shows and movies,
Yeah.
but TV show probably The Office. But I also love this family on YouTube called La Vagabond, and they sail around the world. And like, I feel
that's
like when
cool.
I'm just chilling out, I just chuck on their YouTube and watch their
Oh,
vlogs.
epic.
love that.
Okay, next choice of movement.
For me, it would be either strength training or yoga. I'm more leaning towards yoga.
Okay,
Yeah.
love.
Mine would definitely be strength. Yeah.
Beautiful. High school celebrity crush.
Zayn from One Direction.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Slay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine would be Zac Efron. And then also, I don't know if you get, this is like when I was really young. This probably be my first crush ever. Do you remember the boy from Peter Pan?
Yes.
Oh,
He
That's
was
a good
so
crush.
cute.
He
Yes.
is. He was actually phenomenal.
Yeah.
His eyes.
Yeah.
Wait,
Crazy.
so what? How old are you
Yeah,
guys?
ages.
26.
27.
Okay,
Yeah.
30, nearly 35, 32.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends who you're asking.
Yeah.
I feel like we are a very good duo to ask because on the spectrum of knowledge,
Education on this. I'm zero.
We've
like,
got-
literally.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm
Fresh
excited.
I'm so
then.
excited for her. She, we've talked. I've obviously been that's trying to educate her along the way, but
Yeah.
also I feel like I'm always the instigator in my friendship groups of
Gotcha.
this is what your period
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
like, because I think you are so in tune with your own body as well
Yeah.
that,
Mm.
yeah, you do, you're a good one to come to and lean on in that.
Yeah. And then I think for some people still it is that topic that's less we're so ingrained to not talk about it, and so that's kind of honestly probably where I'd love to start is why do you guys feel like there is still so much stigma around periods?
I feel like you just answered it. I feel like it's because people just don't talk about it.
Right.
And when we can have that conversation and even you bringing it up in your friendship groups, that might then make someone else feel confident to bring that up
Yeah.
again with someone else.
Mhm.
And the flow on effect just keeps on happening.
Right.
I think because high school and everything like that, if you're on your period, you're hiding your pad or your
Yeah.
tampon in your
Yeah.
bag. And
It is the worst thing of anyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you don't want anyone to know. And
And you learn that from your mothers as well.
I was
gonna
they're-
say,
you're at the restaurant
100%.
and they're hiding their stuff. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, well, that's what I have to do then.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And I feel I actually never really had the conversation with mum. It was sort of like a book or what you got taught at school or yeah.
What we didn't get taught at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Actually, it's just crazy to think. Everything that I've learnt is through online educators like
Yeah.
yourself, or reading a book. But it's very much your own initiative. It's not taught, which is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. We did an event and a beautiful mum came with her daughter. And Eliza and I were just like, oh my God, this
That's
is
so
so beautiful.
100%,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It's that's changing her whole world.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
We were even at the gym the other day, and one of our male friends was just like, "Oh, I had to switch it off when you guys mentioned anything about the
As soon
cycle.
as you start,
Really?
I'm
I
like,
listened
do you
to
know
your
what?
podcast, but-
This would actually be perfect for
Yeah.
you.
100%.
Does
I
he
feel
have
like-
sisters or anything?
No,
I don't think he has.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But I think also too, like it's good for guys to be educated about this because
my
I feel
God.
like they're the ones who put the stigma on us, like
Yeah.
especially with moods and stuff like that. Like, oh, she's on a period.
Yeah. But I feel like as well, you'd be surprised how open guys are. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. There's obviously going to be a handful of men
Yes.
that are like, you know, not the nicest, but there's also a handful of women that are not
Yeah.
the nicest. But I feel like with my relationship with my partner, he's been so open to it, and it's just really enhanced our relationship because we have such good banter back and forth, and he's like really dry humor. But when I'm in my luteal phase, which we'll get to in a moment, I'm like no jokes because I'm like the
Yeah.
banter, like I'm all
Yes.
good until like I get to my luteal phase, and then I'm like, why did you
Yeah.
say? So I think like all of our guy friends are so open to
Yeah.
it, and I think with the stigma stuff, the more that you talk about it, it's funny that you say this because we caught up with a friend just before, and she was like, "Do you think this information is becoming like really mainstream? What you're talking about? Because in our world and our friends, it's like." All that we talk about, and
Yeah.
it's so normal. And sometimes we do think like, oh, maybe everyone knows about it now.
No.
Yeah.
But
no,
it's like
definitely
it's-
not. Like
yeah,
I'm
it's-
32 and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
yes. So with that, can you please give us the most beginner version of a cycle?
Yeah, definitely can. So your cycle is day 1 of your bleed all the way until day 1 of your next bleed. On average, there's about 28 days, but every woman is going to be different. And through that 28 days, you move through 4 phases. And the easiest way that we describe it is we like to think of it as your inner season. So traditional Chinese medicine looks at the outer seasons of nature. So summer, autumn, winter, spring, and you can apply them to the 4 phases of your cycle. And that's the easiest way you can think about how to care for your body, what maybe energies those phases are going to bring. So you start day 1 is your menstrual phase, and that's anywhere from 5 to 7 days, and that's known as your inner winter. So your hormones are at their lowest, your energy is going to be at their lowest.
So that's period.
That's period, yeah. So that's when you're bleeding,
Yeah.
and that is when you'll probably be a bit more introspective. You'll not want to really talk to many people, warming foods, anything that you do in outer winter. So you think about staying in, movie nights, drinking warm teas. Those are sort of the things that you're going to be craving during your bleed time. So resting more. Then you move into your follicular phase, and this is when your follicles start to develop because your sort of the main event is ovulation. And the follicular phase is known as your inner spring. So your energy will start to rise. If you think of spring as a season, the flowers start to bloom, animals are coming out of hibernation. That's how you're going to be feeling within your body. You'll start to have more energy. Your communication skills will start to thrive. Your skin will start glowing more because your body is biologically wanting you to fall pregnant. So it does lots of things to make you more attractive and things like that, so that hopefully when you do ovulate, you can create a baby. Then you move into your ovulation phase, which is your inner summer. And this is when your energy will be at its highest. Your communication skills are going to be thriving. You'll be magnetic. You actually smell slightly better to men during this time of the cycle. Your voice is slightly higher pitched as well to try and attract a male. Like there's so many really cool things that your body's doing behind the scenes. And that is when the follicle will rupture and the egg will be released into the fallopian tube. And then your last phase is the luteal phase. So luteal phase is your inner autumn. So if you think about autumn as a season, animals are, gathering all their food, finishing projects up, wrapping things up. Your energy starts to decline because you're getting ready for your inner winter, which is your menstrual phase when you're bleeding. So that's kind of what you ebb and flow through every single cycle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Which is just like a lot.
Yeah.
It's
It's
So-
happening all the time.
For somebody that doesn't actually, or like people who don't have regular periods and it might be different every time, how do you sort of gauge that? Or is it just an estimate? Like,
Good question. How regular are we talking?
I'll just go from personal then. I'm probably this is my 3rd time and I'm probably every like 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, it was probably like 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it like is getting shorter,
Yeah.
but you never know when that's going to be shorter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What we would say is if you have your normal, so if your normal is like 40 days or 60 days,
Yeah.
and that's been occurring for you, the first thing there is obviously that 60 days and 40 days is a little bit on the longer side. So that's probably something to be looking into. But if that is your consistent basis, then that you can use that and go by that, because that's what your body is telling you, obviously. But if you would feel more supported in using a template of some sort, what's really cool is that the moon is on a very similar cycle to that of a menstruator. So the moon's on a 29.5 day cycle, and it moves through 4 phases in that time as well. So whenever there's a new moon, you know that that's day one of your quote unquote cycle, even if you aren't actually menstruating at that time. So we would usually recommend for those who are without a bleed, who have a really irregular cycle, or for those who are pregnant and still wanting to live in tune with the energies that those phases bring, you can just tap into the moon's power, because
that's crazy.
It's so easy to follow. It's there all the time. Yeah.
And it's cool to know as well, the sun is on a 24-hour cycle. And a male's hormonal cycle is 24. So we're like the moon. And we always say to girls in our program, you know, when you go outside and you look at the moon, it looks different every single night, but you're not like, oh my God, that's so ugly. Like she looks so yuck. And just like we are going to feel and look different each day. And that's kind of what we really want girls to learn, is that just because we look and feel different doesn't mean we're any less of a person than we were like in our ovulatory phase. Like we really need to love ourselves every single day, just like we look at the moon and are like, oh my God, that's amazing, you know?
What would be the easiest way for someone to track their cycle?
We have created a cycle tracker. That was part of our assessment, actually, like way back when we did our coaching certification. The reason why we've created a paper tracker is because we truly believe that cycle tracking is like a beautiful and intimate experience, and it's something that you can do to tune into your body. And I think a lot in today's society, there's so much external energy going outwards. You know, we're always either talking with other people, doing something for someone else. Very rarely are we tuning into ourselves. So that's why we like the written aspect. We don't necessarily love the apps either, because they do have notifications that sort of push messages in your face like, hey, today you might have sore boobs, or today you might have PMS.
And I feel like I manifest that.
Exactly. It's like placebo, because then you go, oh, maybe I do have sore boobs, and then your boobs are sore. So it's like, and we're really big on the belief side of things too, in regards to how you speak to yourself and what you believe your body to be, that will manifest and that will come about. So if you're getting those pop-ups from apps in your face, then that is inevitably what's going to happen. So that's why we cut out all the noise and just go with a paper tracker. We've got one for free in the link of our bio, so you can download that, print out 12, and then you're set for the year.
I learnt the seasons. I thought, wow, like that is just the perfect analogy for how it feels. I do feel like, I reckon that the winter phase, so like actual bleeding, gets the worst rap, but I'm autumn. Me and her aren't friends. Say, for example, you're in a car and you're like going, everything's like just running so smoothly. It's almost, well, it's like the gas runs out and then like it goes, and like it's just like and I'm like, oh, like I get cut and I can actually feel it in my system, like completely just disappear. I'm like, oh. Do you guys
Winter's
have any
coming.
tips on, I guess like using that information to work better for your lifestyle,
100%.
whatever you have on?
For sure. I think like you've been able to track your cycle and notice. I love that little analogy of like your car breaking down. I think that what we tend to do is we live in a very masculine energy world where go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're very productive. We've got busy schedules. And as a woman, we are productive. We can do what men do, but it's on a cyclical basis, not on a daily basis. Every day is not going to be the same for us. So use that knowledge to your advantage. If you feel your car slowing down, can you say no to a few more things? Can you clear your schedule? And if you can't, you know, it's obviously we live in a world where we need to show up and do things and podcasts and videos, but could you do it a little bit more slower? Could you walk to training and not run to training? Could you, you know, just take a 5-minute break outside to do 3 deep breaths? You know, these little pockets in your day, they all add up. And I think that where a lot of girls trip up is they don't honor that, either one, because they're purposely ignoring it, or mostly because they don't understand what's going on in their body. And that's when we start to feel, you know, really lethargic all cycle long. We don't actually get those highs of ovulation because we never honor those slower moments. So yeah, that's probably what I would say. I don't know if you want to add anything.
I feel like the guilt side of things as well is really big, because if you know, one phase you're sort of like really high energy, you can tick all of the boxes, you can get everything done, and then other phases it does feel a bit slower. Like no one is necessarily saying to you like, oh, you're failing because you can't do this, but it's like that feeling of
dialogue
like, of what we've been brought up
like,
with.
This was fine last week.
Exactly. Like, why can't I perform like this? And I think honestly the first thing is awareness, and just like having that understanding for yourself, and then showing yourself compassion in those moments. And as Eliza said, making those tiny changes throughout your day, because they'll all add up to make the big difference. But yeah, the first thing starts with just like a bit of self-compassion and showing yourself grace. That goes a very long way.
Yeah, right. Like it's like we can't, it's not realistic to be like, oh, well, I'm in my winter phase. Everyone, sorry guys, can't go to work, can't do the podcast.
The do not disturb
sign.
sign.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do 70% of what I have. Yeah.
In terms of that, like for your phases, would you like recommend particular exercises or like what style of training to do around those phases?
Yeah, I think that so I feel like you can kind of think of your energy like a mountain. It kind of creeps up as you get closer to ovulation, and then it will start to dip back down as you get closer to menstruation. So you can kind of use that with your training. Like any of those higher energy training that you're wanting to do is better around that follicular, that ovulation phase. And then you can start to, you know, move at a slower pace. But we always say with training, like I think you girls speak about this all the time, like finding a training that you love first, because it's all well and good for us to be like, do high intensity in your ovulation, but if you hate high intensity training, like it's not going to work. Like if you love yoga, then do yoga, but you know, around that time when you're feeling more energy, because you're tracking your cycle and you know when you feel energized, do a harder flow, do more intense headstands and those types of things, balances. And then when you move closer to your bleed and if you notice within yourself your energy starts to dip, you're opting for yin yoga and those types of things. But similar with, you know, the training that you girls do is just like figuring out, and that's where it comes back to tracking. Everyone's going to feel different. Some girls feel really low energy around ovulation, and that's okay too. It's about, as Maya said, finding your norm and then figuring out what training you love and then just ramping it up slightly and then just ramping it down slightly. It's not, doesn't have to be any more complicated than that.
And being kinder to yourself if you are in those phases and you're not feeling the best or not hitting what you normally would or not running as fast as what you would.
And you can track that as well. Like obviously you girls would be tracking a lot of your times and lifts and those types of things, but like putting that in your cycle tracker and you'd be like, oh my God, from day like 6 to 20, I am the best I can be. I lift so heavy. And then you can bring that information. So when you don't lift it as heavy from day 20 to 30 or for whatever it might be, you can show yourself that compassion because you're like, oh, that's fine. It's just because I'm during that phase and that's okay. I know that when I get back to day 15 to 20, I'll be back on, you know?
And is it true that it's like there's no, I guess, quote unquote, normal? Because some people will say, oh, but I feel really good during ovulation. I, for one, I get like cramps and I just feel not that great. There's no like one size fits all.
No, not at all. I feel like that's where the beauty comes in as well because we all are so different. And I would also say like challenge, even like what we're saying, challenge that. And if we're saying go and rest during your bleed, go do the opposite and then see how it feels for you. And then if you're like, okay, like they were right, like I should be resting, go and do that. But if you're like, wow, I actually feel stronger during this time of my cycle, then that's amazing and go and make that work for you. I think there's so much about like cycle syncing out there and like making it really strict and regimented and like you've got to do this and this. But I think the essence of cycle syncing is purely just listening to your body.
Yeah. And like using those seasons as information and guidance, but as you said, checking in with yourself. What would be the outcome if people were to push through their period and use all that masculine energy? Like what do you see as a result that's common for women?
I think the biggest thing is cycle challenges. I think the like ignoring our biology will eventually catch up to us, and PMS is a big one, and we always say that PMS stands for please make space. So it's in those times where you are pushing through and you're ignoring yourself that you haven't made space for yourself. That's when those symptoms of like irritability, low mood, fatigue, that they will all come up and they'll be a bit stronger. And you might find as well that there are some cycles that you have that are absolutely amazing and you feel great and you feel like you can honor those energies, and we we always urge you to reflect on what it is that you're doing in your life to make that cycle feel good for you, because there will be cycles that don't feel ideal, and that might be because you're going through a breakup or work's been really stressful or you've had a big travel month, and all of those things can really impact how we're feeling in our cycle as well. But if we're tracking that and if we have the awareness for that, then we can sort of have context for why we're feeling certain ways. So I think the biggest thing is, the cycle challenges coming up, the PMS coming up, but that all stems from not understanding how we're working at the end of the day.
Would you have any tips for that if you are starting to recognize those things happening, like how to sort of get back in tune?
Yeah, I think first of all, noticing like that there is polarity in everything, and that like the sun comes up and the sun goes down, and then it's light and then it's dark, and understanding that we can't just be going all the time, having that understanding first, and then recognizing what it is in your body that's coming up for you. And we're really big believers that like your body is always speaking to you. You know, I think we always use the example of like, if you eat a block of chocolate, in your head you're like, I'm going to have a pimple tomorrow. And that's simply because your body's communicating with you. And it's doing that in regards to your cycle as well. So if you're having like a painful period or something like that, what is it that you can look at in your life and go, okay, well, this is actually causing me a lot of stress, whether that be emotionally, physically, mentally, or chemically, and how can I relieve that in my life so that I do feel good in my cycle? And this is where then you get into such a good flow with yourself that you honestly become like the most aligned version of yourself ever. We always have like a warning at the start of our programs, like your life is going to change because you're going to become so in tune with yourself by the end of this.
Yeah, we had so many girls move like overseas, quit their full-time job, like, because we always say when you become that most aligned version of yourself, like the things, that energy that was down here, it no longer serves you, and you no longer match that energy. You need new energy. So yeah, it's super interesting. And I think as well with when you are recognizing cycle challenges, sometimes when you start to learn about your hormones, it does feel really complicated. There's all these big terms, and obviously it's been doctors that are, you know, the only ones that were educating on this once upon a time. So there's lots of terminology that you don't quite understand, but it is really simple when it comes to hormonal health. Like your hormonal system doesn't just sit out here by itself and, you know, treating painful periods. It is, you know, within your body, and everything's interconnected. So the things that make you a healthy person are also going to make your hormones healthy.
Yeah.
Good sleep, good food, speaking to yourself kindly, lowering your stress, managing your blood sugar, like all of these things that are really simple, like that is what makes happy, healthy hormones. Like it really is. And that's a big mission of ours, is making this stuff simple, digestible, because I feel like when it feels complicated, it's like too hard basket. I'm not going to bother.
I feel like there was like for so many years, the word hormone was just like, oh, it's just period. But like hormones literally control so much in your body. Like it's not just your period.
Mood, your skin, your digestion, like everything within your body is controlled by hormones. It's crazy.
I have a selfish question.
Because this literally happens to her nearly every time.
Every time.
Yeah. Like
okay, so I have high rocks in 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm literally at day 16 right now. So it's like it falls on the date that I have to do a really high intensity workout twice in one weekend. And I guess the way that I've managed it in the past is like, is there any truth in the accumulation of rest and how kind I was to myself during that cycle? Because that's kind of in my head what I've been like, right, well, anytime I have the opportunity to go to 100% during this cycle, during this 28 days, I'm sort of just not. I'm just going, okay, let's go like 70 to 80, thinking that I'm going to store.
She's banking it.
And in the past, it's worked, because the alternative is I push really hard during the times that I can, like in ovulation phase, and I'm like, yes. And then I get to my cycle and I'm like, I need that rest. I need it. Like, do you reckon there's any truth in that, or is that just me just...
For sure. I feel like you've kind of like hit the nail on the head. I feel as though, firstly, you've noticed that within yourself. So if that works for you, go with that. Like you don't need to take any advice from anyone else. That's what you've recognized within your body. But they do say that your period is the report card of your health. So if you're having a painful period, you're having PMS, you're having an irregular cycle, it's not what you did right that day that you're doing wrong. It's the accumulation of everything prior to that that has, so if you're having a painful period, a lot of us, a lot of women will come to us and be like, how can I help? Like, I've got cramps, and sure, you can have a heat pack, you can take Panadol, but it's actually everything that you do up until that point that is causing that painful period.
Right.
So this is why, like, hormonal health isn't just like a thing that you can dip in and out of. It's like what you do for a
so
lifetime. It's something that you have to work towards, and you should hopefully want to work towards, because you're going to be that most healthy, thriving version of yourself. So when it comes to race day, I think taking care of yourself up until race day is the most important thing you can do. And then also I feel like, making sure some other things would be your serotonin and your dopamine is going to be slightly lower on your bleed. So if you're someone that's usually really hyped up to work out, and then you get to race day and you're bleeding and you're not that usual hyped up, motivated person, that's just your hormones. And I think having that internal dialogue, I don't need to be hyped up and motivated for my body to perform. I've been training for this. My body knows what it's doing, and really trusting in that. Just because I don't maybe feel ready to race today doesn't mean you're going to underperform. So definitely don't see it as a disadvantage. I think that's really important. And maybe like it's not putting on pump up music, maybe it's like a 5-minute meditation, like figuring out what works for you to get you in that zone would be really important. And then I think Maya said it this morning about the sneakers with the period products, making sure you don't try.
Oh yeah, I always see on my TikTok girls who are doing marathons, and they're like doing a little what I'm wearing, and people are always like, don't wear new things on race day, because
like
if
new
you're
shoes,
like new
or,
shoes or new shorts. And I think that would go for menstrual products too. Like if you've never used a Diva cup before, and then you go and try and use a Diva cup on race day, like that's just a recipe for disaster.
100%.
So like stick to what you know. I think that's another big tip as well. Yeah.
I've literally learned more of my in
Paige
the
is
last
gonna be a
in the
period
last
queen now. She's like-
35 minutes. I've learned more than what I have in 30 years.
Wow.
So fantastic.
Oh, I
so
love
good.
that.
That's
That
so
makes
cool.
me so happy.
And it does take time to
For sure.
to learn the seasons and that. And then it is so cool when you see it all like kind of come together. You're like, oh my God. It's like a secret power. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's literally crazy. Like, we always say that. How did we not notice this? Like,
Yeah.
I used to work in sales. Every single month I'll be crying to my boss, being like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't think sales is for me. And now I look back and I was like, I was just in my luteal phase,
Every time,
every time. And how did I not see that? Or, there would be like with my ex-boyfriend, there would be times of the month where I was like, I can't stand this man.
Yeah.
Like, there's something. And then I'll get to the next week. I'm like, actually, you know what? That's kind of cool. I don't mind him. And then it's like, how did we not see this
I
stuff?
know.
It's crazy.
Well, just what you said then about the report card, essentially of the month, and I'm like, that is just so interesting, because like I have my period right now, and I'm like, this has nearly been the worst period I've had in so long. But I'm like, well, no, it's not now. It's like, what have I done for the past month now? My brain's just like racking back.
Yeah. Stress, emotions, like there's so many things that can affect it.
Crazy.
Moving, like lots of
So
girls
many things.
will go through breakups and have really painful periods. And it's like you're like releasing. We always say it's like you're letting go of what no longer serves you as well.
And if you think about like your uterine lining that's building up over the month, like anything that you're experiencing emotionally and internally, I'm a big believer that that's like that build up of the uterine lining. So when you go to shed that, not only is it like an emotional release and a reset and like a rebirth, but if you've gone through something stressful, I'm a big believer that that's coming out with you as well.
Yeah.
So if you are experiencing those, as Eliza said, like the breakups and things like that, it kind of makes sense that your period's going to be painful, because that's what you've been experiencing internally.
So my question is for the girlies who like have ticked all the boxes. They're taking care of their health, they're taking care of their sleep, they're hydrated, they're doing all the things, but the pain, like there's something underlying, like obviously like go see a doctor. What could be something that, like, what are the signs that they could look out for
I
it
feel
to
like
be PCOS
the
or something
doctors,
like
I've
that?
had so many people say that they've had that, go to the doctors and just, go on the pill.
on the
It'll help
pill.
that.
it's so
Don't get us
disheartening.
started on that.
I guess like what would be your advice to the girlies who are like, I don't really fit, like, what else could they learn from you guys, I guess?
I think it's hard because I feel as though everyone's idea of health is very different. So a lot of girls can message us similar things, and I'm eating healthy, I'm, doing all the things, but maybe, their version of health is highly counting calories and those types of things, or it's a really restrictive diet that they've seen online.
Right.
So they think maybe that they're, ticking those boxes, but so that can be hard.
Yeah.
In that, and I think there is so much misinformation online as well. So I'd say that our advice, definitely follow our page. We try and share as much honest information. We're always open to have a conversation with them as well. But I think that if they're sleeping well, they're eating well, they're speaking kindly to themselves, I feel like that can be a huge missing piece for a lot of girls. In our programs, our first session is about beliefs because, if we think about any TV show, any book, any movie that we see a girl on their menstrual cycle or bleeding, it's always painted in such a negative light. So a lot of us can really hold a lot of subconscious negative beliefs about having a bleed. It's a disadvantage. It's something to be ashamed of. So that's the first thing that we, speak about, because if you don't think that your period is a magical thing, if you don't think that healing is possible for you, because a lot of us are like being taught that a painful period is just part of being a woman, right? That's just something that we have to put up with, but it's not. That's just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal and doesn't mean it's healthy. So that's something that we work through in our first session, is really opening their eyes up to speaking kindly to themselves. Stop speaking about their period in a negative light. This takes a lot of work, and just becoming aware, like when you're speaking to your friends and your loved ones about what you're going through, is it in a negative connotation? Because all of this is going to manifest into a physical symptom. And it's crazy that like how many girls just after the first session, they'll have their bleed and they'll message us and be like, I just had the most pain-free bleed.
That's so cool.
It's crazy. Like,
it's generational. Like it is just lines and lines of women of being like, you shall not speak about this ever. And
I didn't tell my mum when I first got it.
Really?
Yeah, no, I hid it.
Oh, that's kind of
And my
sad.
sister was like, I kept stealing her stuff.
I can't even remember my first bleed.
I do.
I've
I
like
woke up in
blacked it
bed.
out.
I was like going from year 7 to year 8, so I would have been like 12, turning 13. And I remember just waking up. It was really close to my 13th birthday, and I woke up and I had like blood on the sheets, and I was like, I was home alone, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? Because you just never had that conversation. But I've got 2 daughters, so I'm like, they're gonna be like
So educated,
even
more than me.
Like my husband is like so keen to be educated because like God forbid anything ever happened to me, or like even just I want them to be able to go to him. Like I don't want them to be like, where's mum? You know, like they should be like, where's one of my parents?
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. We need to have more period parties.
Yes.
Caleb,
I just want to ask you what you use. I'm a cup girl.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Actually, I would love to talk about this because I'm trialing something new right now.
Is it a deeper cup?
It's a menstrual disc.
I've
Oh,
tried
what?
that. It didn't work.
Mine didn't work the first time.
I've tried it 3 times.
Oh, how did you put it in?
Wait, can you paint a
Squatting?
picture?
Okay.
Like,
It's like, looks
Here,
like
I'll just
this.
get it out.
Yeah, because I used to always be a tampon pad girly, but went over to the cup, and I think I'm just a cup girly.
Yeah,
And even Paige is like, I just don't know how you do it. And I'm like, it's actually good to interact with the blood, and I feel like a
know it
witch when I'm doing it.
Yes, I like to give mine to my plants
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
Yeah, but the disc, I found it worked when I put it in on the toilet.
Okay.
So I wasn't
You were
necessarily in a
sitting down.
squat. I was sitting down because it kind of needs to go like under your cervix.
Right.
so
Yeah.
can you explain what it looks like?
It kind of looks like
Like a CD?
It's
It's like a frisbee upside
yeah,
down.
but with like a can opener bit on the end that you
Yeah.
pull.
And a cup is more like, it literally is
I've
like
tried.
a cup.
I've tried.
Oh, you've tried a cup.
Yeah.
The disc is more flat.
yeah,
And wide.
yeah, yeah. It's
It's
like
the
a
same
little-
concept really, but just a bit different shape. But people love it.
Squishy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Still, yeah, silicone. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I've trialed it today because I was like, "What day are you?"
I'm day 2 of my period.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Wow,
Wait,
we're
what day
so
are you?
in sync.
16. Oh, I'm 22.
Ah,
That would have been I should have just said.
yeah, it would have really been souls in sync.
Yeah, I just use pads and period undies.
Okay, yeah.
I
love a
it.
period undie
Yeah.
after like the first few days.
Yeah.
Do you know, I was in the chemist yesterday and it was the first time that I actually stopped and looked at them. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep walking.
Yeah.
No. Do you remember your first period?
Yes, I do very clearly. I was a late bloomer, so I thought that there was something wrong with me because I was like 14 and I still hadn't had my
14?
period.
isn't that?
Yeah, I feel like, but
I didn't get mine till 16.
Yeah.
or maybe I
what I
was
say.
15. I can't remember.
Right.
But I just remember everyone else had theirs.
My
and
sister
I
had hers
didn't
in year
have mine.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's
Wow.
Lexi's.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys know what the common age is for girls these days? Like, isn't it getting earlier?
Getting a lot
Yeah, it's getting
earlier.
a
Yeah,
lot
it's
earlier.
crazy.
I don't know the
Why do you think that is?
chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Definitely chemicals. Our world's becoming a lot more toxic.
Yeah.
So yeah, chemicals and plastics for sure. There's a lot more plastic in our world, and that
And
is
overhead lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Which I actually I was on your Instagram just before, and I saw the one about a tampon. And I was like, I didn't realize that they were bad. I only thought they were only bad
yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
'cause the
you have to
blood.
get organic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's crazy. There's actually been studies that show that some tampons will actually, because of the chemicals in them, it'll make you bleed more. So then you buy more. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know
Criminal.
what I found when I was in the UK is that I love that they have
Oh, the applicator.
yes.
They have that in the US, as
US,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do
They
they have
are-
them here? That's when I
No.
started when I was younger. I used them when I was.
I don't
first
think
I
they-
think
Yeah.
that you can, but they're really rare.
Bad for the environment too.
Yeah,
That's
and
why they
there's it's
stop here.
plastic like
Oh,
right in
shit,
your
yeah,
vulva.
no, they're
so,
horrible.
yeah. Convenient, but not good for you.
Are there any foods that you guys like
Mm.
nutritionally while you're
Mm.
bleeding or to support? I mean, obviously, food during your whole cycle is important, but is there anything that's like we should lean towards?
I don't know really. Like I
Iron,
honestly
for
think,
sure.
yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah,
of course.
replenishing
Yeah.
your like the lost nutrients.
Yes,
Yeah, we love
a
iron.
nice steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, steak, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
steak.
Yeah.
Also, I think when it comes to food in your menstrual cycle, is warming foods are
Yeah.
really important.
Okay.
So that really helps with the blood flow. So
Yeah.
you want to try and avoid like icy drinks. That's another thing I was actually going to say with the race day. I know that obviously, you know, having
hot.
cold
Right.
drinks, smoothies, you know, pre-workout, whatever it might be, having them ice is not good. It's going to constrict your blood flow, and that can cause cramps. So Chinese
so
medicine
interesting.
really
Chinese medicine.
pushes, you know, keeping the body warm,
Yeah.
especially when you're bleeding. So putting socks on your feet, having tea. Doesn't mean you have to have hot water on race day because that would just be awful, but just have it at room temperature. Don't put it like ice and things
That's
like that.
that rings so true. Okay, what about ice baths and women? Have you guys seen all those
Oh,
studies?
yes.
Because I was adamant, like my husband Clay is the biggest ice bather. He has like a big freezer and he loves it. And he's had it for about 4 years now, goes through winter, everything. It's at like 3 degrees. It's stupid. And like I would every like 6 months go like, oh, I'm going to do it. And it's just like such a testament. Like I love my body for this, but I was always like, this isn't working. Like whatever benefits you're getting from it. Cause he would be like, babe, like, come on, try it. I'm like, this is not doing the thing that it's meant to be doing. Like my skin feels like it's burning, like nothing about it feels right to me. I'm not getting the benefits that you're getting. And then come to see like this year, I think all those studies came out that
You're like,
It's
I
not
knew
good
it.
for
I was like,
yeah, I told you.
advocating for yourself.
Yeah, I think they definitely can be beneficial for women, but we don't need it nearly as cold as
cold,
Yeah,
men.
not
yes.
as
So like
cold.
10 degrees is like
Which is so like I could definitely
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's like women can stand the heat more. It's like when
Yes.
I don't know if you have
They-
had
they
showers
get
with your
so
partner and they're like,
sweaty.
they're like, this
Yes.
is boiling hot, and you're
I'm
like,
Literally.
yes, definitely.
you're like,
yes.
you're come on,
Yeah.
grow up. This is not hot.
I've seen like
So
a
true.
TikTok where a guy's just like got a boiling pot and he's like just practicing so I can shower with my girlfriend. All right, well,
That's been
do you have any
amazing.
questions?
No, I'm going to start.
I mean, you
from there.
probably do, but
Yeah,
you
and
can DM him
I'm-
later.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm signing up. When do I sign?
What's next for Souls in Sync?
Yeah.
I would just say, so we run Hormone Harmony programs, and I think that they have been so successful. We absolutely love being able to teach in a live setting, teach in a group setting as well. Like so many girls make so many friends. So I think the continuation of growing those programs and just spreading this message as far and wide as possible so it becomes common knowledge so girls can use this to their advantage. So yeah, I think that's really...
Is that on the Sunshine Coast?
Yeah, so well, it's online.
Online,
so
okay.
you can join wherever you are in the world. You can join these
So
programs. We run about 5 a year. There's 6-week programs, and it's all online. So yeah, that's kind of
What's involved in the 6 weeks?
So the 6 weeks is all about, we take a very holistic approach to health. So we focus very much on your endocrine system. So your endocrine system is the system in charge of your hormones. So similar to what we were saying before, as long as that system's happy, your hormones are happy. So we really just dive into all the key ingredients that creates the healthy hormones, teach a lot of the why behind it as well, because I feel like, you know, for yourself today, learning what's going on in your body, that's when you're like, okay, now I'm going to do it. So I think that's really what we love, is seeing that spark in girls, in teaching them what's going on in their body, what they can do to help their hormones, and why doing that's actually important. Like, why is eating healthy important? Why is reducing your toxic load important? Like, what's that doing to your hormones? And that information just really empowers someone to make those changes. And we've, seen so many incredible results. So we've had girls that had missing periods for 10 years, got their period back, like just so many amazing things. And
that would make you guys feel so happy.
It's like Christmas Day when someone messages us, we're like, oh, or they experience their like first pain-free bleed in 3-4 years.
That calls for a period party for sure.
100%.
So if people want to dive deeper, where would we find you girls?
Instagram. So our Instagram is Souls and Sync _ I was about to say our email then, but please don't email us if you can help it. Instagram. So Souls and Sync _ is our Instagram.
We will absolutely link that in the show notes. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
for
It's
coming.
been bloody great.
And
Bloody great.
I've been waiting for that.
No pun intended.
I love that. She's the pun queen. We could honestly keep asking you questions, but we'll let you guys go and get some yummy food and an ocean swim.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having
you
us.
guys.
Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Pretty Fit. If you enjoyed it, please give us a review. We really appreciate it.
And if you've got any questions for the Hybrid Hotline, send us a voice message or DM us on our Instagram at revia.inc.
We will be in your ears next week. See you then.
Bye.
Pretty Fit is powered by Revia.